Song number three, MSI. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the third song of the day. And with that, we go to our guest panelist, Dave. Your thoughts on song number three, sir?
Yeah, I really like this song. I like the way it builds up. Um, love the vocalist. He sounded different. Um, yeah, it's sort of built and built for me. There was lots of interesting guitar work going on there, and my only criticism of the song was the snare drum. It could have been a little bit sharper, but it worked. It worked okay. Yeah, and I really enjoyed this song. Had
Excellent.
lots of things going on there.
Well, we're glad we've got one you enjoyed.
I hope the rest of the lads enjoyed that as much as I did.
That's good to hear. Glad to hear it. All right, let's go to our next panelist, Ian. Your thoughts on this one, sir? What did you think of song number three?
I liked it. It's a strong song. There's no doubt about that. Excuse me. The old voice is giving out today. Very strong song. It's a pop rock song. The singer reminded me of the singer from a band called Lit, an American band, which I like them, so that worked for me. And I thought the production and the performance on the vocal was very, very well done. Nice harmonies, brought that chorus in lovely. The dynamics on the track were very strong. And overall, the mix and the production were radio ready. I mean, as Tommy sort of said, that would be certified. What's your little certification?
RIAA,
That's the one.
Recording Industry Association of America.
Well, it certainly meets that. Definitely, that could be released on radio tomorrow, and that would probably get a lot of listens, I think.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on, as Dave sort of said. And I thought some of that got a little bit lost in places. There was a nice little pattern being played on the clean guitar on the choruses, which I wanted to hear more of. It sort of hooked in really nicely with the rhythms, but the vocal was just overpowering that a touch. And I think that's just a case of bringing that up in the mix and making that a little bit more heard. It was just stuck right back, which was a shame because it was a nice little part. The lyrics were strong. The Hanging from the Satellites, which I'm sure the song's probably going to be called, is a nice, interesting hook, something people are going to remember. The drums, I do agree with Dave. I was contemplating whether them drums were programmed or not. If they were done very, very well, but I just felt the sounds were a little bit MIDI, and I wouldn't bet on that, but I just wonder if they were programmed rather than a live drummer.
All right. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate your thoughts on that one. Tommy, you got your thoughts as well. What can we hear from you?
It reminded me of Oasis. And I liked it. In all ways, it was done professionally. It didn't seem repetitive. The mix definitely had its points. It could always be a little bit better, but what can't?
Yeah.
But over and all, I'd give that an A+ and leave it with Wes said.
I think the guys in the chat room tend to agree with you again on this, guys. They think it's a very pro vocal, a good pop song in a classic way, as Dave has said out there. One of the things they were hoping for, however, that we didn't hear was a guitar solo. And again, Dave out in the chat room said it could use with a good producer as well.
Well,
I don't think.
Go ahead. Let's
Go on,
start
Tom.
with Tommy.
That's why, they send it to us because they're in hopes of what to tell the producer. Just having a producer doesn't, even if it's the best producer in the world, doesn't automatically make your song better.
Mm-hmm.
You have to communicate. You need to know what to ask for and how to ask. And I don't mean, oh, please, sir, Mr. Sir, please, sir, help me.
You can't say make it sound good. You're saying is that what you're hearing here may help them be able to better describe it.
Yeah, they need to, say, look, this part is nice, but we want strings to be fuller and separated. Oh, well, the producer would then say, oh, well, then we'll go to like a Marcato or a Tron string,
Hmm.
which are very bright and sharp and cutting. There's a lot of way producers can help, and there's a lot of way producers can muck things up. Because believe me, you get in a room with a producer who's like, "Okay, let's tear this down, start from the beginning,"
Yeah.
and there goes your day.
Okay.
Not to mention your budget.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Ian, you had something you were wanting to say about that as well?
Yeah, Hannah was on about sort of a musical instrument or hook. I mean, I don't think it needed a solo or anything like that personally, just because these days a guitar solo isn't that commercially viable. How many songs do you hear in the charts that people are selling with a big guitar solo in? You don't. The days of that are gone. Unfortunately, because I'm a big fan of guitar solos as well, but for what this song is and for the radio readiness of it, it doesn't need it. It's at a good timing. You'd just be adding another sort of 30 seconds onto the song, which people wouldn't care about, to be honest.
I have to disagree with you there, Ian. They're no longer, 30-second, 40-second solos. They're licks. They're memorable licks that are sprinkled.
Dave?
Riffs. Yeah, riffs.
Yeah, I was just going to say a lot more people now put riffs in, and the way in which it goes up and up and builds up with harmonies on the guitar, just to lift it. So
that's what I was saying though about the chorus. There was some really nice,
Yeah.
clean parts, just sort of playing little arpeggios and stuff underneath that chorus, and you just couldn't hear them. I think they were there; they were just not in the mix.
Okay, fair
Well,
enough.
I think there are a lot of tracks there for the guy to handle.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, guys. Let's introduce this song to everyone. Song number 3 was, as Ian so aptly suspected, called Hanging from the Satellites by Spaceship Days. Spaceship Days with Hanging from the Satellites on MSI. We're glad they sent their stuff in, and we encourage you, of course, to send your stuff in as well. Now, gentlemen, always you have the unenviable task of selecting a song of the week. I leave it to you, gentlemen.
Well, I'll
Hey,
go
it's easy.
first.
Go on then, Tom.
Well, no, why don't you go? Past couple of times, it's always me and Ian back and forth like tennis. He stabs
Okay.
me, I stab him.
I don't know where you play tennis, Tom.
New
So,
York.
well, of course. I guess it's easy for me. It's number 3. It's by far the best song. Yeah, a great song. Good. I love the vocalist, and I like the whole structure of the song. So for me, it's number 3.
All right, Tommy,
I-
Ian?
I agree, number 3.
No argument, really. Again, all the songs this week have been really, really well produced, really well mixed. Maybe not our cups of tea, but in their own right, they are really, really
Yeah.
good. So, but number 3 is the one for me that really does shine, and it deserves its place as song of the week.
All right, there you have it. Song number 3, Hanging from the Satellites by Spaceship Days, will be our song of the week. Gentlemen, you've done your duty and done it well. I thank you for your service.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Your Royal Highness.
Yes.
All right, gentlemen, I think that everybody in the chat room is probably, based upon what they said during the songs that we're playing, they probably agree as well. So why don't we play it out with song number 3 and let them have a gander and a listen to it as we thank them for joining us this week. Again, join us next week. We'll be back, same bat time, same bat channel, except for you guys over in England. It's going to be at 9 p.m. instead of
Yep.
8 p.m., which will be a bit different. So please join us then when we're back once again in the labs for another edition of MSI. Until then, we'll leave you hanging from the satellites with Spaceship Days. Here they are.